Hi, this is Andy Young, and for some of you who are my customers, this will be a video that you might want to watch because I am selling these two cubes. Okay, so first in the front row I have a Type A2, the old one, Type A3, and the Rubik's brand Japan Speed cubes. DianSheng Type E, Type D Speed cube, Type D DIY, a black cube for you, a light blue cube for you. Okay, so first words are I will be grading these cubes based on my personal preference to how they feel, how they sound like, what the weight of the cube, the smoothness, and how it cuts corners, and of course how often it pops, how frequently it pops. Okay, first things I would like to talk about is for people who like a soft feel for their cubes, they will want to get these. For those who have who likes medium feel, somewhere in between the cube for you and the Rubik's brand or the Type A's, you want to go for the Type D or the Type E. For the Type A, these are usually for Asians. Asians like cubes like this, which are noisy and loud, and I don't know why. It has a tougher feel. You can be really rough with them, and you know, it doesn't feel like the cube is gonna pop. It just gives you that, I don't know, being a Chinese, it gives me that kind of frenzy when I start speed cubing with these. Anyway, okay, let's go into the first cubes that I want to talk about. I would definitely want to talk about the cube for use first. These cubes are being sold by Monkey Dude 1313 in US, cubefans.com, cubeforyou.com, and even Hong Kong Now. Hong Kong Now store sells them under the name of Ming Ho, which is the actual name for these cubes. MINGHO. Those are originally the names for these cubes. They're not actually called Cube for You cubes. They're actually called Ming Ho cubes. So that's just additional information. The black one, I've lubed it patiently. The blue one, I lubed it the traditional way. Traditional, I mean by I've opened it, popped out an edge, and sprayed silicone in there. I've placed the Japanese color scheme on it. For this, I've placed the Reuben King color scheme on it, and I have opened everything up before it was assembled. Spray 3 layers of silicone, and it spins better than this. So if you wanted to get a cube for you cube, you would definitely want to do it the way I did it. Lay it out, spray, wait half an hour, spray the second layer, and wait another half an hour, and spray the third layer, and wait another half an hour, and then assemble the cube, and you get a perfect cube. It spins really well, better than this, which I simply just popped out of center traditionally and spray inside. The feel of the cube is, as I said, it has a really soft feel, a very light feel about it. It's fairly quiet. It has like a muted sound. The weight is really decent. It's quite comparable to a DianSheng. A DianSheng is slightly lighter than a Cube for You. Probably the Cube for Yous are probably slightly heavier than these. I think they're of the weight of the Type D. They are really smooth to a certain extent. They won't be as smooth as Type A's or DianSheng, but they're in between. They have decent smoothness. They're just in between probably a Rubik's store-bought cube that has been lubed and a Type E. So they have decent smoothness. They cut corners well, quite well. However, they pop very often. I was doing this on a train and it popped on me 3 times. However, this cube has never popped on me, obviously because it's a Rubin King cube and I'm really slow at solving this. I use the Lars Petrus method to solve this cube, so it will definitely not pop on me unless I get to the third layer. So they pop very often, so you might want to tighten the screws much more than how much I did. So why I put Japanese color scheme, just for your information, for color neutrality purposes, so I can get color neutral. Same reason why I put the Rubin King cube stickers. So yeah, I don't really like these personally, so let's move that aside. Next batch I would like to talk to you about is the the DianSheng Type E. They are really smooth, however they lock up. Oh yeah, by the way, I haven't talked to you about this. The cube reviews lock up once in a while when you get this kind of cases, and then if you turn harder, the back piece will pop. So these pop. Let me show you an example. See this? Yeah, so it's gonna pop if I would just use a bit more force. And I'm being a rough cuber, definitely makes it pop. This really good sliding. However, they lock up really well, a whole lot, and like this, they really lock up. They don't cut corners as well as any other cubes, but they're decent for beginner cubers who want to just have a go. They are really light. They feel in between a cube for you and a Rubik's brand. They're quite medium feel, not really light, not really heavy, just in between. It's good feel. They're really smooth. They cut corners loudly. They feel okay. Their sound is quite loud for a medium cube. The Type D. This is my first speed cube that I got. It's a very good beginner cube. It cuts corners quite well, as you can see. They spin really well. It's got a decent weight, decent price. They don't pop. They have never popped on me before, because obviously you cannot, like you see, it's quite deep. The edge piece is quite deep, so you might want to use a bit more force, then only you can get it out. The screws cannot be tightened or released. I'm not sure whether they can be released, but I've tried tightening them, and they cannot be tightened. So this is the difference between the Type D. It will never go off tension. It's always set at perfect tension. So that's the good thing about this. It doesn't pop. It feels good. It feels really medium, like in between the Cube Ryu and Type A. So they have they're really balanced. It's a really overall balanced cube. They cut corners well. They're smooth. Their weight is decent, and they don't really pop. They don't pop at all. So I don't really like this cube. I mean, I would prefer any of these cubes before this, because I know what my hands are made for. This is a very good overall cube when you do not know whether you will want to get a light feel cube or a hard feel cube, whether you want a light cube or a heavy cube, whether you want a noisy cube or a soft cube, whether you want cubes that cut corners awesome, or whether just a decent cutting, corner cutting is necessary, whether you want them to slide awesome or normal. These cubes will be perfect because they are just in between. They're really neutral and they're perfect. Okay, so this is part 1 of my cube review, and in my next part I'll be talking in detail about these three cubes. So bye.